I think you're here
Holy
to see this
shit.
guy.
Oh, I'm trying to eat my dinner. Why don't you intro the show, dude?
Absolutely.
Like,
you're eating dinner. Dude, you're talking about being ready for dumpster fire and you're sitting here eating fucking dinner. Dude, I crushed dinner after a 4-hour stream, get my fucking level.
Hey, fuck you, man. Look how hot. Look at this. I just got this straight out of the fucking boiling pot. Like the steam is coming off of that. Look at the Jeebus bomb here.
Yep, I got from Rafa and T-Roll.
Show.
The Pac-12 is basically on the verge of oblivion. That unveiled Apple TV contract is a joke, and the LA market is gone after this year. Plus the Denver market. Colorado's leading too. The only way that godforsaken conference's leadership could possibly get worse is if it's led by Dan Snyder. You're the same place where the Big East was 20 years ago. A bunch of teams leaving. You're losing a bunch of markets, and you're getting poached by Mountain West, Big 12, and Big 10.
I mean, the Pac-12, like they blew a 28-3 lead. Like they had
premium markets like USC, UCLA, Colorado, Washington State, Oregon State. You had the West Coast on lockdown, and Arizona State, Arizona.
Yeah, you did. I mean, Oregon was a contender every year.
Yeah.
Even recently. I mean, Oregon. I mean, they didn't show up in the college football playoff, but yeah, Pac-12 is fucked. Like they're hemorrhaging just like the Big 12. The Big 12 is pretty much fucked.
Yeah, Colorado's leaving now too. That's the big announcement. I think they're leaving for the Big 12.
Yeah. All right, let me take a couple bites and then we will dive into the Mets. Why don't you talk about? Oh,
yeah, we'll talk about NS Hammerhead. Yeah. Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and wait a second. Where'd they all go?
Emotional, damn it!
I've been seeing people on Twitter actually liking the moves for the Mets, which it's like, dude, you're paying potentially $90 million to watch Scherzer and Verlander pitch for other teams. And I know you got decent prospects. Luis Angel Acuna does have upside. Drew Gilbert does have upside as well. I forget the other guy's name they got from Houston too. But once again, it's like this is a hugely disappointing season. This was supposed to have World Series ambitions. That's the part you're doing, and that's why you were pissed earlier too.
You would think, okay, when the Mets started the season, even with losing Edwin Diaz, that they would be buyers at the deadline. Like,
of course, I mean,
not have thought anything but you would have bet your life savings that the Mets would at least have been middling around 500 or slightly above 500 with the team that they had. With the Verlander signing, with Scherzer coming off, a pretty good year, like you would have thought that this was a contender at the start of the season, and they are big time fucking pretenders. They are done. This team is in trouble.
Well, and the problem it's an everything problem with the Mets right now. It's not just one specific thing. And I mean, at least they're doing what they need to do, unlike the Padres who are keeping their heads in the sand and like, okay, we're going to buy at the deadline. I mean, oh, by the way, thanks for more of your prospects, San Diego.
Yeah, I don't really care what other teams are doing. I'm looking at my team, the team that had so many expectations coming into the year. And now you're getting rid of all your pieces. Obviously smart moves. Don't get me wrong. This season was done a month ago. This season was done 6 weeks ago. It was painfully obvious that this roster could not survive losing Edwin Diaz and could not survive the way that it was constructed. Marte hasn't played at all. Alonso is a 220, 40 bomb
and
guy.
He was injured for a chunk of the year.
Right. Yeah, and he missed a couple weeks. Now he's come back good. And then Lindor has had a long stretch of slump during the season. And he's only, when he has come out of it, pretty fucking pedestrian, right? He's batting, let me look at his stats right here. Francisco.
I think he's doing okay. I think he's like around 800 or so.
But here's the thing, and I was upset when it happened.
Praise to Jeebus, hallelujah.
He is batting 236. 21 home runs, which is productive.
Yeah,
like
he's getting power. I mean, your league average is 245. It's underwhelming for Lindor, but he's still a positive contributor, especially with
you want Lindor to be at like 270, right? You want him to get on base You want him to be able to, he's stolen 17 bases. Like he's a shortstop that hits for pop and should be hitting for average. Like last year was great. 270, 26 home runs. He was super productive last year. But the year before that, 230, 20, like pretty pedestrian coming off of, he's kind of always been around there in the 270 mark. Like one year, yeah, he did bat 301 where he was pretty much an MVP that year.
Mhm.
But it's like, and then you look at Jimenez. Let me look at Jimenez's stats. The guy that gave up. I know you want to read this fucking this huge super chat, but I'm on it right now. Hold on. Jimenez. Okay, Jimenez not that much better. But last year Jimenez batted 297, 17 dongs, 69 RBIs. Jimenez is okay this year, 234, a little regression.
All of Cleveland is having issues hitting unless your name is Josh Naylor or Jose Ramirez.
Right, and it's funny that Naylor is like the guy that's hitting. So, all right, Jimenez is not better than Lindor right now, but he has a lot more upside. But anyways, why don't you read this super chat while I wolf on a couple bites?
Yep, Chris Hufford with the Fitty Bomb. Daddy Steve equals Dan Snyder 2.0. I don't think so, but I'll keep going. There are both fans of teams they took over, and things are not going well for both teams. I know it's early for Steve, but still, how would 5 be if he ends up somehow worse than the Wilpons? My argument, I think his main comparison is Mr. Mike Ilitch. He did everything for that team, and it's just not working out right now. There's plenty of time, but that's the comp I'm getting. I'm not getting Dan Snyder.
I think the thing is, right, the Mets were coming off of, they had to fire a GM for sending dick pics.
Mm-hmm.
They had to fire a fucking manager for sending dick pics.
No, that was actually in Anaheim. They had to fire a manager because he was involved in the trash banging situation in Houston.
Right. They hired a manager. Like they were a dumpster fire before Steve Cohen came in. And I think Cohen is learning it's not like business.
Nope.
Where you can just you can throw money at things, get them going in the right direction. Remember, it was a playoff team last year. Okay. It was a fucking playoff team.
And then Joe Musgrove became a god and
right. And then then somehow, some guy had red hot on his fucking ears. And like this was a team that that collapsed down the stretch. They led the NL East for most of the year. And they should have won the division handily, but they didn't. And now in just 1 year, they're trash. Like, I don't get it. Right. I mean, I get it, but I don't. It's rough.
That's how life is, man. I mean, a lot of teams have fallen out to the wayside this year.
But Stevie and his money have pretty much figured out that there are no quick fixes. Sometimes, that happens where a new owner just comes in, but they already had the pieces in place. The Mets kind of last year's roster was kind of put together, and they did do well, but this year's roster,
new GM mostly too. The same roster though. That's the weird thing.
Well, Marte hasn't been healthy. Pete Alonso hasn't been healthy. Canna's gone. Our left fielder, right? Like they didn't have the starting pitching either. Really, I mean, Verlander and Scherzer, for as good as they are, they're 7-inning pitchers. They're six or 7 inning guys, and sometimes only even 5. So this team is got a lot of soul searching to do. They say that they're gonna, come back next year with what? With what?
They throw money at Shohei Ohtani. That's the only thing
I guess. You think Ohtani wants to play for the Mets?
I mean, if they pay enough and they think he can win,
you're looking at $700 million. Is Steve Cohen that fucking ballsy? Because if he
honestly,
does that,
Steve Cohen, with the way he's been throwing money around, I can see it.
Okay, but if he does
$50 million a year for 14 years, I can see it.
I'm saying, okay, you signed Shohei Ohtani, right? Great.
Yes.
Are you just replicating the Angels, right? Like, is that the thing? I mean, the Mets have a little better bullpen and Diaz would come back, but does he have the supporting cast? Because if I'm Ohtani, I'm like,
you have Alonso, Jeff McNeil, Lindor, Brandon Nimmo. Like, you have quality pieces. Francisco Alvarez, Brett Beatty, Vientos.
And Alvarez.
Like, you have pieces.
We do, but like we're still carting out Eduardo Escobar. We're still
Escobar got traded, dude. He's gone.
Yeah, he did. But he played significant minutes this season. I think they just put Beatty at full time, and he's been okay, but he needs a little bit more development. it's like I'm just thinking, oh, and where's the starting pitching now? Because you just lost two of the best in the freaking entire league. Right?
But didn't you hear? Apparently, David Peterson and Tyler McGill are going to replace him. Yeah, good luck with that.
McGill has been trash.
Yeah, he's on the. He was demoted.
The reason why those guys aren't up is because they were fucking trash. The Mets starting rotation was fucking shit this year, and that was the thing. Every fucking game, we started 2 to 3 runs down before we even got out there, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it seemed like there was a stretch in May and June where they were just down like every game, and it's hard to watch. It's been a tough season. All right, let's get some
emotional, damn it.
And yeah,
sorry, I had to.
I also don't think it's Buck Showalter's fault. This team has been trash, dude.
Well, if the rules of Showalter apply, the year he either gets fired or resigns is the year you either go deep in the playoffs or make a World Series. And the Lim report for 2, Snyder to buy the Lowell Mets marriage made in heaven. No, dude, he's going back to his house in the Potomac. He is running away and probably never coming back. Connor Akers, Pac-12 is the WNBA of college sports. Ugh, I don't think I go that far, dude. That's insulting to the Pac-12. Beast of Metal 1989. Tell me this, Kraken. Was it worth all the blowback to trade Wenberg's dignity to a pack of idiot TikTok teenagers for some free promotion? Have you heard this story, Five?
No, I'm getting a napkin. I'll be right back.
All right. So what happened was Alex Wenberg, Seattle Kraken, there's this thing called Book Talk, and it's where all these, these women, I don't know how old they are, maybe teenagers, young adults. There's like a huge fanfic audience of like people who like ship NHL players with each other and like erotic fan fiction with them. So that's what happened here. And Alex Wenberg, like they see him as hot, so they use him in a lot of his stories. His wife was uncomfortable with it all. And so the people doing TikTok or like the Book Talk and like all the people who do that went after his wife. And then even Alex Wenberg had to come out and say, look, stop. This is fucking bullshit. So that's what happened.
Oh my God. Be careful whatever you do on social media, because you will get a bag of dicks sent to your house, and it's just eventually going to happen.
Oh, yeah. What happened was you accidentally doxed yourself. I'm waiting for that moment, too. I did get a P.O. box, so if there is a bag of dicks, it's probably going to go there.
I got to send you some money, by the way. Just remind me when we're done.
Oh, send me some money. Oh, yeah, no. I always like being sent money.
Hold on. Let me just write this check right now.
Do what you got to do.
Super chat. This is what we do.
Do what you got to do, man. Hey, 5 points. This is the epitome of professionalism right here, man.
We eat dinner.
He is eating dinner. Like, dude, I ate dinner already. I was in the middle of 2 streams.
Listen,
come on, man. Come on.
I've had a rough time. Okay, you can cut.
I get you've had a rough time, man. But still.
I'm going through it. Okay, give me a break.
Look, dude. Grossi had a rough time too. He still had to bring it.
He did have a rough time.
And Pac-12 never recovered from the 2010 USC scandal. Partially, I think, also the expansion kind of ruined them, because there's always a team that a group that falls behind. Happened to be the Pac-12.
Can I draw a dick on this check? Would that?
You would do that. Either do that on a separate piece of paper. You can do that. You've done that before.
I have. I did draw a dick on the envelope one time.
Yeah, you did. That. And then the people at the post office are like, what the fuck is this?
They actually, you know what? I remember I drew a dick on one of my fantasy checks to the commissioner, because he kept bothering me, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna fucking draw a dick. And then I saw that it had been deposited. You know how they take a picture of it and they put it in your account? Like, whoever at the bank saw it, X'd it out the dick. And I was just like, you fucking bastards. I wanted to see a dick on there.
Right. You would do that. James Amadei. Rick Hahn is definitely the worst GM in baseball. He traded Jake Berger, who was one of their better hitters this season, for a minor league pitcher. And he could have gotten a lot more. Miami actually did all right for themselves. They added power, and they needed power. They got 2 20-plus home run hitters, or have the upside of 30 home run hitters. Jake Berger, who doesn't really hit for contact, but he's more a bench guy, replaces third base Gene Segura, who that experiment was a disaster. Yeah, it was very disastrous. And also, you do get Josh Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Although with Josh Bell, I mean, he has not been doing well this year, but he still has that power potential.
What happened to Josh Bell, man? Like he was the prospect. Like,
he was a beast. Like he was doing well. Then he went to San Diego and just fell apart.
Yeah.
Like there was a moment in 2019, like 2 months, where he was just hitting like he was Willie Stargell. Like he was raking.
Right.
And then he just, I mean, like he had consistency issues. He's a good player. But the problem is once he got traded to San Diego, it just hasn't been the same. And Illogical Canadian, hey, 5 and Tree, hope y'all are doing well. Would you both be interested in joining me on a Saturday for a podcast live stream? It's for charity. Let me know. I'd say it more or less depends on what's happening. I don't know if I'll be able to.
I am unfortunately out of town on Saturday. I'm going to my parents. I'm helping my mom take care of my father. I would like to come, but I'm sorry. I'm out of town.
I think I have a few things to take care of that weekend too, so I don't know if I'll be able to. I said like maybe a Saturday, like probably, but I don't know about this Saturday.
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. Like it's been a little rough.
Yeah. I mean, he's going through a lot of shit. I mean, not just with the Mets, but with real life.
Yes.
I
can't find your address. Text it to me.
Yeah, I'll text it to you.
Nah, I'm still working. Like,
you
I
whore.
owe you money, dude. Okay.
It's all right. It's all right. Ruben Cardenas, not sure which Steelers season I liked more. 2010 because Days of Our Steelers, or 2021 because of the insane BS. Oh, and thanks for JV. Suck it, Baldy.
Fuck you. Nah, it's okay. The guy pays me to insult me. That's the funny thing. That's the funniest thing about super chats that are derogatory. It's like you just paid to insult me, but I don't care.
Best way to do it, man.
I don't care. If I'm gonna get insulted, at least pay me, right? Like, I mean, if I had a nickel for all the dicks I had to suck.
Oh, dude. I mean,
I
trust me, people shit on me all the time. I'll do it for free. Fuck that.
Yeah, I know. I would have given out so many nickels.
And also, he left the minor league teams in shambles. The Birmingham Barons and Charlotte Knights are all last place in their leagues. I mean, the thing with Chicago is the White Sox are cheap. Remember, they're the working class Chicago team.
That's not the P.O. box that you just sent me.
Well, it's the same address, so either or.
It kicked back one time when I sent it to that one. Just send me the P.O. box. Because I remember one time it came back.
You're right.
Going forward.
Well, I doxed myself to you, so congratulations. You know where my house is.
I know where you live. I already had that.
Yeah, I knew where you live too. I mean, you sent that.
You don't know where I live now.
Beast of Metal. Yeah. Well, now you changed because you're selling your house. Beast of Metal. Also, Kiera Lewis embodies the type of fan that Brendan Small was ranting about with the Metalocalypse episode Mordland and associated Death Clock song Fan Song. I'm not sure what Kiera Lewis is.
Let me dox you. Oh shit!
Oh no, you found the last 2 digits of my zip code.
No, that's the extended zip code too. It's not even the real one. All right. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Now that I've stopped working
and eating.
I'm working while I feel like Tom Grossi. I'm working while working.
Honestly, that's efficient though. I wish I could do that.
Before we keep reading can we look at some other trades that happened today? I mean, you obviously had a stream.
Yes.
Was there any big ones that you saw that were kind of impactful? I mean, this is a show. Like, we love y'all. But like the super chats are important, but like sometimes we got to talk about shit. You know?
Well, I mean, we got to talk about shit. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time,
I will say, and I'm just preparing, like when football season starts and we're doing the tier maker, like we're not going to read every super chat. Like, we love y'all, but that shit, we can't be here for 3 hours. And you know what? Actually, I love y'all. So we might have to be here for 3 hours. But
the only thing that's going to really sting is not having Uche here. Like, that is.
Oh my gosh! First week 1, when we
even preseason, dude. It's just like it's just damn.
It hurts. It hurts. Yeah. But yeah, when we put together the tier maker, and we get into the show, and we start, like, I will probably lose my shit because
I mean, it's gonna hurt. I mean, dude, it's been almost what? It's been 8 months, 7 months since he's gone.
I still haven't
crazy.
processed it. Like, I just
like
it's You know, you spend.
I've accepted it. I'm at the point where I'm like, I'll look up, I'll say like, "Hey man, I hope you're doing all right up there," and just
no, like
that's it's just like it sucks. I get it, but it's just like
you get subtle reminders. Like today, I went on Discord and I saw Uche's server, and it's just like,
yeah,
you know, I'm not a mess of crying. You know, like obviously, you know. With loss, it's a little easier to deal with because there's finality to it.
Yeah, but even then, the dude was young. He had kids, and like we streamed with him twice a week. We saw him more than our families.
I know. Like during football season, it was like, oh, hey, Uche again. You know, like, and then we'll see you tomorrow night. And then,
right.
You know, like, and it was just it was fun, and like, I loved Uche. So, anyways.
Yeah, I loved him too, man. I wish we could have met. He was going to be there with
Yeah, he's coming to Bros versus Pros. Yeah,
like, I know he would have been there too. And it's like because I was thinking like maybe he would have made it because you know like he's in Georgia and we've been North Carolina.
Yeah.
It's like
fuck. I mean, Daquan did really good in the Pickles game. Like,
Daquan's a beast. Athlete. Well, he's he played Arena League.
Yeah, he played awesome, dude. Anyways, go ahead and read this.
Justin Ziegler, as the Big Ten and SEC expand their empires, real question is what happens to the other Power 5 conferences, especially when 12-team playoffs comes. I mean, ACC is the one that might be in trouble.
I could see a massive merge happening.
It's going to happen like one or two super leagues, and then when they realize they want more of the pie, it'll separate back into like 5 or 6 conferences.
It could, but like it seems like consolidation is like way overdue for college football. Like these conferences, like it just seems like there should eventually be just, you know, someone to step in and be like, nah, let's. But who would do that? What governing body would do that? All right, let's look at some trades.
Yeah,
what do you think stands out as like the biggest besides the Scherzer and Verlander? Like, what are the other big moves that you think will tip the balance in some of these playoff races? Oh, the Orioles
here, Baltimore Orioles, Jack Flaherty. They needed starting pitching potential. Jack Flaherty can get it, especially if he goes back to his old form. He had a rough start to the year, especially without his catcher there, but mostly injured the last couple of years. But Baltimore didn't really give up that much for what he needed. Cesar Prieto, he's a really good prospect, but the problem is they already have Gunnar Henderson, Jordan Westberg, as well as Jackson Holiday. So Prieto is excess goods. They're dealing from strength. Drew Rom hasn't really been doing well, but he's a control lefty. So that St. Louis loves those kinds of players. So it's actually a really good deal for Baltimore, at least in the theory.
Did St. Louis make any other sort
They
of?
They made actually a lot of moves. They traded a lot with the Blue Jays, ironically enough. Yep. Paul DeJong going to the Blue Jays. Jordan Hicks going to the Blue Jays, and Genesis Cabrera going to the Blue Jays. Also, the Texas Rangers, as well as getting Max Scherzer, they got Jordan Montgomery and Chris Stratton. St. Louis getting a lot of prospects, but they're trying to reload, and St. Louis is just a fucking.
Are you surprised Arenado didn't get moved, or is he just so locked in that?
No, the Arenado is like locked in. Like he has he opted into the rest of his deal. I think he has 5 or 6 years minimum on it.
Does he have an NMC too?
Yes. No trade clause. So, he probably has a limited move. So, remember, what happened too? You hear about Eduardo Rodriguez. What happened with him?
No, what happened?
He was supposed to be traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yeah, the deal was in place. Everything was approval. The only problem is Eduardo Rodriguez has a 10-team no-trade list, and one of them was the Dodgers. And he did not consent. The trade died out. Eduardo Rodriguez never got traded, and he's still a Tiger, and he has an opt-out at the end of this year.
That's ridiculous.
So Tigers fans aren't exactly very happy with it.
No.
I think another big trade I'm trying to see. Rich Hill, Brad Hand, Nelson Velasquez. San Francisco's probably going to turn AJ Pollock into a 300 hitter again because that's what they do.
I can see that.
Jamer Candelario. The Cubs are buying now at the deadline because they're back to 500. Candelario has actually had a really good year in Washington. 3.5 WAR, 280 average, 800 plus OPS. He's been very strong. And they got a couple smaller prospects, but nothing too crazy. Paul Sewell, he's the new closer in Arizona. So he'll be traded. Josh Rojas, Dominic Canzone. Seattle kind of sold at the deadline, which is strange because they're still in playoff contention. It's a
Yeah,
weird
but
look.
that's kind of signaling that they're.
Mhm. Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Big deal. Aaron Savale is going to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has had a lot of injuries in the pitching staff. McClanahan was out for a hot minute. Baz is out for the season. Jeffrey Springs is out for a long time. Drew Rasmussen's out for the season, as well as a few others. So there are a lot of questions there. Plus,
What about?
and
Go ahead.
Colin Zardo is a top prospect, so top 100.
All right.
So they gave up a lot. What were you gonna say?
Oh, nothing. It's just interesting. God, the AL Central is so bad.
Oh, it's a fucking mess. Minnesota didn't do much. They just traded acquired Dylan Floro for Jorge Lopez. Cleveland sold pieces because their pitching staff is a hot mess.
And they're one game out.
But the problem is they're both jokes. They're not going to do shit.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota has great
You could get
pitching but
hot.
no hitting, and Cleveland has next to no hitting, and their pitching's falling to shit.
You could get hot in the playoffs. All
Yeah.
you need is a chance.
Pretty much. But
That's the
once
Oakland
again,
A's
it's like
that.
I'm hoping the Tigers win just so I can laugh hysterically.
That would be fun. Oh my
The Angels
God.
are going all in. They're Randall Critchick and CJ Crone are going home. They're back to the Angels, and they also acquired. I'm trying to find the trade here. If it's anywhere.
What was the last?
They Lucas Giolito and Reynaldo Lopez.
Oh wow.
So
That's
Giolito is gone, and
Wow.
he's been traded. And then
Surprised
Scherzer,
by that.
Kendall Graveman is an Astro again. I think this is return. Joe Kelly's back in the Dodgers. Lance
Yeah.
Lynn,
Ah,
David
that's
Robertson. That's just your
Oh,
trade. He
gosh.
actually did well as a closer.
From the Mets,
So he's
yeah.
been sold. Yep.
Yeah, so the Mets are absolutely tanking. They're not somewhat tanking. They are absolutely
Well,
tanking.
They're selling off what they can because they know
Yeah.
they're done.
They're like, come take this fucking old couch off the street. All right, what was the last super chat?
Let's take a look here. Let me find
I
where
don't
we
remember.
are at.
I don't see where.
We are on Kaiser
Okay.
and Gilroy. I think this is The Simpsons since '90. I remember that avatar. Hey, Tree Guy got guys Super Bowl for the IFL's Bay Area Panthers. After a 1-15 season last year, they're playing in their first title game this Saturday.
Oh.
I did not mean to do full screen. Sorry about that. I'll remove that and get us our
Yes.
ugly
All right.
faces back
Yes,
here.
let's go back to the supers.
And also Kaiser and Gilroy. Sorry about the Mets 5. High payroll plus high expectations plus high rate of losing equals huge laughs. Low Mets, the gift that keeps on giving.
Low bets.
But dude, apparently, like as I said, there are Mets fans that are happy about these deals, which is like, dude, you're paying $90 million to watch two big acquisitions that you made play for other teams. I get they're in their 40s, but still.
Who's happy
And Justin,
about this?
Mets fans on Twitter, I have a bunch of
What?
replies on
How-
like,
They're not.
and they're like, oh, Steve Cohen will get that money back like in a day. It's like, that's not how this works.
Mhm.
It's potentially $90 million. It's more than Cleveland's payroll. And Fives could be worse, could be a Colts fan right now. There's a situation you need to talk about. Jonathan Taylor meeting up in the bus with Jim Irsay, who's been talking a lot of smack about running backs. And now Jonathan Taylor might be put on the non-football injury list and lose his salary for the year
Ugh.
because of a back injury.
Because of
even
that
though
whole-
Jonathan Taylor says there's no back injury.
Right. Because
And
of the whole-
he's formally requested to trade.
Yeah, I think they'll move him. It's just, you don't want a disgruntled asset. That's just counterintuitive.
Well, here's the thing, too. Like, Zach Moss is out 4 to 6 weeks. They have no running back. Which,
you can get
Jonathan
Ezekiel
Taylor,
Elliott.
true, but you have to consider Jonathan Taylor, like, he had a rough year last year, but that was because his offensive line was shit. The whole offense was shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, if you look at their line, Braden Smith, Ryan Kelly, and Quentin Nelson had probably the worst years they've had.
It's in the microphone.
ever.
Sorry, I'm
Well,
interacting with the
you have a
kid, but-
fucking microwave on top of your fucking computer?
No. There's a kid here. He's
A kid.
Fortunately, he's not trying to ruin a washer or dryer as we're doing this stream, but he's trying to figure out where the spaghetti noodles are because I haven't fed him yet either.
Well,
It's funny.
you're
Well,
fortunate he's 18
Here's the
and
thing.
not
Oh,
5.
this is the 20-year-old. So a couple weeks ago, it was just me and the dog in here, right?
Okay.
And then we put the house on the market to sell it. and now it's me, the dog, and then I have to. The cats can't be in the house during the showing, so I was like, all right, just drop the cats out. There's 5 fucking cats around here. I don't even know where they are.
I
And
think someone said about a cat in the back.
Yeah, there was one
I'll go
here
full
earlier.
screen
I don't know
so
where
we
they
can
are.
see any kitties.
There's one over there, and then the 20-year-old, he's moving. He had to move out of his apartment, and now all his shit is everywhere. And then I got him here as well. So I went from, being able to jack off in solitude.
Oh no,
you're
you can't use porn on the public computer anymore. You have to use it on your
Right.
phone in the bathroom.
Yeah. I gotta. Go
I
take
get
a
it. I know
shower.
that I
It's
interrupted
like I'm
you
married all
during your
over
weekly
again.
job of
Uh-huh.
jacking it to some degenerate shit. And I
Yeah.
mean, I get that. I respect that. If you want to beat your meat to whatever, so be it. But the
Right.
question is, like, I mean, dude, you can't do it in public anymore. It's
Is
a
he
shame.
paying you rent?
Like, unfortunately, your dog looks at you. It's like, you're going to hell, Adam.
Uh-huh.
You're going to hell.
Yep.
Are these clean?
Yes, those are clean.
No,
Sorry.
he jizzed all over him.
Yeah.
Christopher
Before you
Brickner.
got here.
1 out of 2. Before firing an okay coach, I think their relationship with the players should be considered. Look at the Lions. Ross was a better coach than Fontes.
Wayne Fonts. He's bringing out old school names right there.
I mean, not just that, even Caldwell with
Caldwell was way better than
Well,
fucking
Caldwell was
Schwartz.
mediocre, but Patricia was
Oh,
trash.
gosh.
I mean, I knew that from the beginning with the way he was in New England.
Fucking pencil ear. Fucking-
Martin Doherty, would
Yeah.
it be wise to use Steve's buckets of money in the farm system than free agency? I mean, I think they're probably doing that anyway.
They're probably, yeah. I mean, that was what made the Mets in the 80s was the farm system. Hopefully he remembers that. Also, one more thing about Matt Patricia. The play sheet is laminated. Why do
Yes.
you have a pencil?
Because it makes him look more intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
He has an engineering degree.
Yeah.
Aero Flambe, late B-Day shout out from the boys. 28 on Sunday. Happy birthday, buddy.
Let's go, buddy.
Happy
Let's
birthday.
go. Mm-hmm.
And Mathron 5000 for buying so much. Stevie's doing a lot of selling. I mean, that's how the stock market works. You buy a ton
Hey,
and then
look.
you sell.
Right.
Either
he's-
at
he's-
depressed value or higher value. He runs a fucking hedge fund. He knows how this works.
Yeah, he's like Art Vandelay. He's import and export, not so much the export, mostly the
Right.
import.
Mm-hmm. Justin Ziegler, 5 salt level industrial. And I'm sorry, I have to do this to you, buddy.
Just love it, don't you?
I mean, he mentioned it. I have to do it. Mets 2128. This year, it was nothing but people pleasing by the front office. Well, you brought in big names. That's what tends to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, even I expected them to be a lot better than what they were. I mean, they're coming off a playoff year. You have a young roster, prospects on the way, and you bring in a Cy Young award-winning pitcher in Justin Verlander.
It just seemed that when we got Correa, right, like that was like the big, the last piece of the puzzle. Unfortunately, it turned out to not hurt us that much because Correa's having a pretty average season. There goes another cat.
It's not even average. Like, it's below Correa's standard.
Mm-hmm. So we're there, dude. Like this is the boat that we are taking on water and shoveling, and we need to empty it. So here we go.
Mm-hmm. Christopher Brickner, Bobby Ross couldn't connect with players like Barry Sanders the way Fonts did. So while Ross was a better coach, Lions were better under Fonts.
Yeah.
It varies. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I
I
also
guess-
saw a cat go behind your door.
Oh, I would assume. Yeah, there's so many of them. Three of them don't come out at all. Like they've hid in the back.
Yeah, sometimes they do that. Like my brother has a couple cats, and they like only one like comes out on occasion. The other one just like hides.
This one cat is a fucking asshole. Like
Cats are assholes.
Bubs.
What?
Hey, you got to put away the this.
I was making a call. Thank you.
Oh, to who?
To one of the properties.
Oh, at this late? Okay.
Huh? Well, I was seeing if they would pick up, but what were we gonna say?
You need to put that stuff away so the cat doesn't eat it.
I know, dude, but like I was.
Sorry, 5 drama. on the show while we're live streaming. This kid did it 10 years ago or whatever. How many years ago was it when the first show was?
Like 5 or 6.
Yeah. Little 13.
First time you unmasked.
Yeah, little 14-year-old kid. He's still interrupting my streams because, except for that time, remember when I forgot him at the school? My dad of the year.
Sometimes I don't know how you survive real life. Sometimes I don't understand it.
Right.
Jesus Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're taking too many edibles, buddy.
Super.
Hunter Dosso, who's the worst team owner, Harold Ballard or Dan Snyder? Ooh, that's tough.
I would say, you know what? I would put Preston Marshall above that. Like,
I don't know. I mean, Snyder or Preston Marshall would be actually the better comparison.
Yeah, I mean, was Ballard as openly racist as George Preston Marshall?
I mean, Ballard was pretty.
He was a misogynistic.
Like he was. I mean, there was some serious racism going on there, man.
Okay, all right. Well then, all right. Ballard,
like he was a hardcore xenophobe, even towards like Europeans. Like he was just pure Canadian.
I will give Dan Snyder credit here, right? There's no evidence that he was a racist. Like,
I mean, you never know. I mean, there could be there.
Are they? I mean, obviously, you know, they have all their emails, and not, you know, the only racist stuff came out of John Gruden, and you know, and that was like Well,
the problem with Gruden was it came out during a rough time. Plus, with the stuff he said, you know, about like
I'm just saying,
throwing
like,
around throwing out the word fag, and I know I said it. I mean, I'm using it in context. But like when you had a guy come out of the closet,
you could say the F word. You know, I mean, like
yeah,
you could just.
When I think the F word, I think fuck. That's what I think.
Okay, you could say the slur word. You know.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sorry. I'm more blunt like that.
Yeah.
And two, like I mean, when you had a guy come out of the closet, I mean that destroys your reputation. You can't go back in that locker room.
You can't go back.
And I know I'm getting canceled, so it is what it is.
No, we've been canceled. That's why
hardcore.
Yeah.
As I said, I'm saying it just because it's the word that was said. It's context. I'm not saying I'm not doing a Tom Brenneman. I hope I'm not doing a Tom Brenneman.
He got canceled.
Well, he was like, "Oh, you have to assume that mic's hot, baby." Every time you put it on, because when he did it, when I saw, it, I was like, "Oh boy." Ooh. And then we had one of the greatest memes of 2020.
That was fucking so bad, dude. Like, who would just say that on a hot mic? Like, that was really hurtful what he said, too.
Oh, yeah, it was hardcore, too. We didn't even know the context. It was just like, oh, shit.
That's like something that he would say, like, all the time, too. Like, that's like some uncalled for shit. But anyways.
Yep.
Keep her going.
And Chris Hubbard, which one of your team's rivals do you dislike the most? 5. I'll let you go first.
The Eagles, of course.
Yeah, I would say the Eagles are up there.
Yeah, I mean,
Flyers.
Outside of Dodge,
Flyers.
Flyers really deserve a lot of ire. You know, over the years, Commanders fans haven't bothered me because they've just been so.
Well, they're apathetic. That's the problem.
Eagles fans have taken the crown of most obnoxious. Even from the Cowboys, you know, they've been into 2 Super Bowls in the last decade. It's annoying.
Well, that's Philadelphia in general, though, man.
Yeah.
Philadelphia, I mean, I have to deal with it being on the other side of the state. Philadelphia is just smug and suffering.
I only have a couple friends that are Eagles fans, you know, outside of Dodge and this lawyer fucking dick that I know. So I don't have to hear I don't have to hear it all the time, but yeah, it's just like, okay. I used to work
Dodge
with
at least
Eagles
understands when her team sucks. I mean,
most
he
does talk shit.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, every
shit.
fan thinks they're not EDP, but most of them kind of are EDP.
You mean
not in terms of certain things that they're not like not in cupcake way, but the way he reacted to the team. So we're not talking about those cupcakes.
Okay, I will say that
they like pancakes, not cupcakes.
If he wasn't such a scumbag, he was the embodiment of every Eagles fan.
Yes.
And their stupid shit. So, all right.
Definitely. Golden Hybrid 3 Tree. What do you make of training camp rivalry scuffles between George Pickens and Joey Porter Jr.? Do you think it has an effect on team morale and chemistry? They're both very physical players. So that's pretty standard stuff. And George Pickens has gone out and said like he's a top 3 receiver in the NFL, 99 speed, 99 catching, and I mean it's time for him to back it up.
Yeah, back it up now. Stop and wiggle with it.
Yep. Alan Nadeau III. I've kept Rip Uche Nwaneri in my Twitter name since he passed. I've seen that. Probably going to stay that way. Miss him. Enjoyed him popping into my first stream. I mean, in my like description, I always have for Uche. I think you have something there too. Because I had his avatar as my pick for about a month.
Yeah. I mean, Uche. What's up, Darian?
What's up, man?
Hey, we got to talk. I don't know if Darian's on the list. Anyways,
on the list. Oh, you talk about hip
there's
stuff.
something else we're doing. Dude, Uche was special, and like he didn't care about who you were, or that he was an ex-NFL player, or that if you invited him onto the stream and he had time, he would come. And he was that good, man. He was good.
Yep, definitely, man. Oh, I gotta say, Zabby, one thing there is EDP was never proven guilty in the court of law. You have to consider EDP was never charged because the people who caught him in the sting butchered it so badly they couldn't use it as evidence.
It wasn't a professional
and it was like
thing.
it could be considered a bait.
It was probably entrapment. Like that's probably what
it's not the first time it's happened.
By the legal version of what entrapment is.
My biggest red flag was when they didn't release it until it was monetizable.
Right.
That was the biggest red flag.
Right. But at the same time, like if it is entrapment, like you shouldn't fall for that. Like you're sick. There's something wrong with you to go meet and I can't even say it on or we'll get demonetized. To go do what he did was just disgusting. And I don't care how it's framed and I don't care how it's presented to you. Like it's just disgusting.
I mean, they got receipts. So I mean that's all the proof you need.
Receipts.
Nick JK, tree streaming so much today, call him Netflix. I didn't expect to go 4 hours.
I didn't think you didn't tell me you were going live at all. Like you just
I wanted I was saying, okay, the deadline's probably 3 because it's usually how it's been in the past. The other teams are a 3 p.m. deadline. So I'll go 2. Then I realized it's 6. I'm like, fuck. I gotta do 4 hours. It actually went pretty quick. So I'm surprised by that. I did a couple immaculate streams, Puck Doku. I didn't do well on the football one, but the baseball one I surprisingly did well on. The hockey ones are just I'll go sicko mode on those.
Sicko mode.
Meme Steeler 5 year old say Tree, love your vids, and I have a question for you. I'm a Steelers fan and a Mets fan because I'm originally from New York. What circle of hell am I in right now? Steelers may give you hope. They may give you hope. The Mets, I mean, third circle of hell.
It's bad.
Definitely. Astray for 10, the absolute elation I felt when the Rockies finally remembered to give up in a bad season and sell pieces to play the young talent. Now, if only Dick Monfort would sell the team to someone who cares.
That's a great name, Dick Monfort. Look at Monfort of Dick.
And he was the one that actually he was the one that would represented the owners in negotiations, which is hilarious.
Oh, so he took the brunt of all the ire, right, during the lockout.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember we were all thinking, "Oh shit, we're not going to have baseball this year."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then all the big players hated the deal, but the rank and file agreed, and that's why we're playing baseball.
It's funny because remember last year when those negotiations were done, it was at Roger Dean Stadium where we had Remember that was where we went to
spring training 2020.
So when they would show the parking lot and the picture, I was like, oh, I've been there. I know that shit.
Mm-hmm. Jupiter, Florida.
Yep. West Palm, baby. That was a fun trip, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was so worth it.
Yep. IITZ Westy, who comes out on top of the NL wildcard race. Also, the Giants have a lot of youth coming up, and it's exciting to finally see the farm develop. I mean, the Giants have a lot of depth. They have good pieces. Patrick Bailey's really coming to his own as a catcher. Joey Bart was rumored in trades, but he never worked out. So, I mean, he's still a Giant, but he hasn't been the same. That's mainly all you can do there. Christopher Brickner, what if Antonio Brown bought Washington from Snyder? Oh, God. I mean, dude, we already saw this with the Albany Empire.
It'd be the first NFL team kicked out of the league in the NFL's golden era.
And I'm going to be honest. I mean, that would be a good thing for Washington. They just need a clean slate.
You think Antonio Brown would be an upgrade from Dan Snyder. A guy
Oh,
that
fuck no. Are
pays
you kidding me? Dude never paid anybody. Dan Snyder at least paid his employees.
Justin Ziegler says, Tree and 5 as an Eagles fan, I apologize. Don't apologize for
No,
anything.
I don't apologize. You're just who you are.
To be the asshole that you are. It makes the rivalry better.
I mean, people
All
hate
right.
my ass as a Steelers fan. I'm not apologizing.
Let's cover some NFL because that's
Yep.
what we do.
Mhm.
Any major news out of the camps? I think guys are getting hurt. Some
Yep.
guys.
Denver's receivers are dying again.
Yes,
Tim
Patrick.
Patrick torn Achilles. KJ Hamler has a heart issue, so he
Yeah.
might be out for a while too.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey, knee surgery.
Done.
He'll be back in December.
December. That's right.
Yes.
That's basically the
Joe
whole
Burrow
season.
it's just a calf strain. He'll be out for about 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So not the worst case scenario, but we did say that unfortunately there was a hamstring issue with AJ Green, I think in 2019,
Yes.
and he never came back that year. Like sometimes those things linger,
Yes.
so you got to be careful about that.
A lot of guys still unsigned. No Zeke Elliott. Is in.
Zeke
Dalvin-
was visiting the Patriots, and
Yeah.
Dalvin's visiting the Jets.
Yep. Sean Payton talked a little more shit, and then Aaron Rodgers piped up about that. Said, "Keep my coaches out your mouth." And I'm like, "Come on, Aaron. Like you."
I mean, you held a team hostage for 2 years, brother.
Yeah, don't fucking.
Maybe
talk
more
about
than 2
drama.
years.
Right. You were in a fucking darkness retreat trying to align your chakras. You shut the fuck up. Anyone can talk about your coaches, and they were.
And
awful
I'm going to be
last year.
completely honest with you. Sean Payton wasn't wrong.
No, but I will say this. Nathaniel Hackett does know how to be an OC. He's just a horrible head coach. He
Well, the
didn't
problem
know-
is, like, he
he
was spotty as an OC. Because remember,
Well-
in Jacksonville, like Buffalo and Jacksonville, he didn't do that good. And then in Green Bay, he never called plays. He was mainly responsible for the red zone, and he was like, he had Aaron Rodgers.
Well, you don't call plays when you have Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers walks up to the line and he sees what he sees, and he.
Well, I think LaFleur called the plays
Right.
there.
Oh, maybe, but like Aaron Rodgers is a lot like Peyton Manning. Like, okay, you give me the base form, and then he sees the personnel, and then he's going to audible to what he needs.
But
for
here's
what
the
he-
problem.
what the
That's
alignment is.
what they said about Mike McCoy and Adam Gase. They were carried by Peyton Manning too, and they were exposed when they were elevated.
They were Adam Gase.
Yep.
Adam fucking Gase. All right. What other news do we got from the camps?
I'm trying to think. Because I have notes. I'm trying to. Justin Herbert got extended. We mentioned that on Clickbait last
that
week.
was last week. All right.
Mhm.
Do you want to do some immaculate grid?
Sure, why not? I did one earlier, but I'll do it again.
Which one, baseball or?
Yeah, I did baseball, hockey,
Oh,
and
no.
football.
Why do you do it? Like
Because I
especially on a
did it during the
Tuesday, you, like,
stream. I
ruin
did it
the
during
show.
I did it during my stream.
You ruined the show, dude. This is
I
our
didn't
show.
ruin the fucking show.
This
I
is
had to
what
get
we
people
have
occupied because
together.
there was a bunch of dull periods. And
This is
maybe then
what
I would
we-
be like, okay, I'll do trade.
This is our thing, man. And
Whatever.
you go out and you go do it for
Okay.
your own stream.
Well,
do you know how
guess what?
hurtful
Suck
that
my dick.
is?
Suck my dick.
To me?
Suck my dick.
I-
Whatever.
I'll do it later.
Suck my dick.
All right, a Mariner and a Blue Jay. That sounds like Greg Zahn. That
Greg Zahn
sounds
is
like Pat
not bad.
Tabler. Ooh.
Pat Tabler wouldn't be a bad one.
don't
I
know if
had
he's
Mike
a
Timlin.
Mariner. Mike Timlin? I don't know if Pat Tabler was a Mariner. Hold on. I'm
Yeah.
going to cheat. And since if we can't use it, that's fine.
Mhm.
But I don't.
That's fine.
I'm not going to put it in there.
I'm not familiar
He
with
was
Pat
not a
Tabler.
Mariner. All right. He was never a Mariner. So I was wrong. I knew he was a
Trying to
Brave.
think who else would be a Mariner.
Okay. So, all right. That was a little cheating. I get one.
Justin Smoke. Justin Smoke.
You think that one's good? All right. So let's do.
Oh
Justin.
yeah. Oh yeah, he was a Mariner. He's probably an easy one.
Boom. 4% though. That's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. We need less than 1%. Less
Mhm.
than 1%. All right. A Mariner and an Astro. Ooh.
Mariner and an Astro.
Gosh,
Well,
these
I had
Mariners-
Ken Giles, but let's think someone else. I was guessing Freddie Garcia, but he was in the Astros system. He never played with the Astros.
No, you're right.
Trying to think, because like the Randy Johnson trade, I'm trying to think who was a return for that, but I don't think either of them played for the Mariners.
Was Randy Wynn ever a Houston Astro?
I don't believe.
Richard Hidalgo, was he ever a Mariner?
I don't think so. I don't think Hidalgo was ever a Mariner. I think he was a Met. I don't think he was a Mariner.
He was a Met.
I
know that.
forgot about Richard
Astro.
Hidalgo.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Trying to think like early 90s, mid 90s. Buhner was never an Astro.
Was Mark Langston ever an Astro?
No.
This is tough.
As I said, I had Ken Giles, but I want to do something different.
Okay, don't look at the chat.
Trying to think like anyone else that was like, an Astro and a Mariner.
And a Mariner. There's plenty. There's got to be like 80.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch. It's just like trying to figure out like and sift through everything. There's probably a bunch of different believers, bullpen arms. Kendall Graveman, I think he was a Mariner. Wait,
You want to try it?
yeah, I know Graveman was an Astro. Yeah, Graveman just got traded.
Kendall.
Well, Graveman was already an Astro.
All right. Yes. All right. Oh, that's 22%. That's super.
Oh shit. Well,
Damn.
yeah. I thought that would be a little less.
Yeah.
Seattle and Anaheim. Sean
right.
Figgins. Sean Figgins is an easy one.
is a good one.
Yeah, I had him as the 30 stolen base season. Mine, the one I picked was Shigetoshi Hashigawa.
Really? He was for both?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
he played for Seattle in the early 2000s.
Let's do Sean Figgins, though.
Yeah, Sean Figgins.
Boom, 17%. We're cherry picking here, guys.
Yeah,
we're cherry picking. A Blue Jay and a Brewer.
The super easy one's Paul Molitor.
Oh yeah, that's too obvious.
I would say probably another easy one would be like not Moustakas. Moustakas would be Brewers Angels. I had Lyle Overbay, but I want to do something different.
Gosh. What about was Jeremy Burnett's ever a?
He was not a Blue Jay.
No, okay.
I'm trying to think who else. Jaha.
Was Rob Deere ever a Blue Jay?
No, he was not, but it wouldn't be a bad choice.
Tiger.
Yes, he was a Tiger and a Padre.
Yeah.
And I think a Red Sox.
Wow. That was a good pull right there. Let me think.
I'm trying to think. Was Ricky Weeks ever a Mariner?
Or a Blue Jay? I don't think Weeks was ever.
Oh, yeah, Blue Jay. Blue Jay was never a Blue Jay. I'm sorry. I thought he was I was saying Mariners.
He's definitely a Brewer.
Yep.
It's got to be like a pitcher here.
Ooh, Sean Markham.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. All right. Oh, is it Sean with the SH?
SHAUN. Just do Markham.
Oh. There it is. Let's go. Boom. 1%. Great pull.
Yeah.
Great pull.
I just remembered him because he played for Milwaukee for a hot minute. As I said, I have my own. I just didn't want to use the same ones.
Gotcha. All right. A Brewer and an Astro. Gosh. A Brewer.
I'm trying to. I forget who I had for this one.
Brewer and Astro.
I had Carlos Lee, but that's probably
What about Carlos Gonzalez?
Cargo? No,
he was not.
He played for neither. Abraham Toro would probably be one, but Toro is playing for the Brewers right now, so I think that'll be pretty easy.
Yeah.
I would say,
Let's do Abraham Toro. Fuck it.
Yeah, Abraham Toro.
There you are. Boom. All right. That's 3%. That's a good one.
That's not bad.
Brewer and an Angel.
I picked Jim Abbott, but let's do someone different.
Oh, that's a great pull. Great pull.
I'm trying to think who else would be a good one. Steve Sparks? No, I don't know if he played for the Brewers.
Brewer and an Angel. These are all tough.
I'm trying to sift through. Oh, Jonathan Lucroy.
Oh, that's a good one. A good one. 6%. Okay, now these are easy. We're here. We have arrived. All right. Did Devon White steal 30 bases?
I don't know. I had Tony Fernandez, and he did. Tony Fernandez is an easy one for 30 stolen bases, though. I'm trying to think who else would have 30, though. Vernon Wells, did he ever have 30?
Ooh, Vernon Wells or Devon White. Like this.
Devon White would probably be the better choice for that one.
Yeah. But I know Fernandez is like a guarantee, but like this one is tough. I don't want to risk it.
Was Jesse Barfield ever a ball stealer? I don't think so.
No. Barfield just hit. You mean Jeremy's dad? He never
Jesse.
stole bases. He's a Yankee too.
Yeah, it was more a power hitter because I used him for 30 home runs before at the Jays.
Yeah. Jesse got pissed at Jeremy for signing with the Red Sox.
I mean, he got drafted.
He was mad. No, he didn't get drafted. No, he chose the Red Sox. Like,
all right, it was like
later in his career.
Yeah,
I like that dude. Flank's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Jay, dude, you want to go? Let's just do Tony Fernandez.
Yeah, Fernandez is an easy one. Like
the
easy ones would probably be like Bo Bichette.
Oh, Bichette stole 30 bases.
I'm close, maybe.
All right. 9%. All right, an Astro that stole 30. Has Altuve stole 30?
No, I had Michael Bourne. Michael Bourne.
Oh yeah.
Did Biggio ever steal 30?
Yes, Biggio had a 30 for 30 season.
Yeah, Biggio's probably an easy one.
22%. Remember, Biggio was fast when he came out as a catcher. Now an Angel, Sean Figgins.
I had Sean Figgins.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. Did Dick Schofield ever steal 30? I don't think so.
No, you're right. Schofield wouldn't steal 30. Who was like a speedy leadoff hitter?
Garrett Anderson, did he ever steal 30?
He was like a power guy.
Yeah, he was more like a blend. I'm trying to think who else. DiSarcino was more glove. He was never a speed guy.
Okay, think about the team that won the World Series. Who was like the leadoff hitter on that team? The 2003.
Darren Erstad?
I don't think
Erstad was never a stolen base guy.
No. Gosh, the Angels really don't have like a lot of speedsters over their history. What about the year?
David Fletcher, was he ever a 30 stolen base guy? I don't think so.
I don't see that. We're missing somebody. We're like missing somebody. Who
I said I had Sean Figgins, which was
we can't use him. We ruined it. He happened to be a Mariner too. Was Billy Hamilton ever?
He didn't steal 30 for the Angels.
Billy Hamilton's played everywhere.
Yeah, Billy Hamilton's more a red. That would be the steal 30.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else, like 80s and 90s. Who would be like?
Well, I guess Mike Trout has. That's what
Trout.
That's still obvious. Yeah.
Trout's super easy.
Wally Joyner did not. Gary.
Well, Wally Joyner had speed. He wasn't a 30 stolen base guy.
All right, we can just do Mike Trout to finish this and then wrap up the stream.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Bam.
153 is not terrible.
What's the rarity? Like, you're trying to get it
go lower
as possible. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Here, let's look up.
I think mine was like 54 or something.
Where do you get the lowest percentage? Oh, here it is.
Well, you have those are like that numbers.
Here are the guys. All right. Stolen bases. So Mike Trout, Eric Ibar stole 30 bases.
Ibar.
Wow. Bobby Abreu, I would have never.
I thought Eric Ibar was more a glove than a speed guy.
Yeah. Luis Polonia. That's a name.
Luis Polonia.
Yep. Oh, so Devon White did steal, I think. Let's see if he stole 30 for the
Jays.
Oh yeah, he stole 33 in 1991.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh yeah, that would have been easy pickings right there. Damn.
Yeah, Fernandez is an easy one though.
Yeah. I wonder who was the other guy that we said? Vernon Wells.
Vernon Wells.
I think he also did steal. No. Oh yeah, he never stole more than 17 in one season. Oh, so my instinct was correct and you're stupid.
Whatever. As I said, I did my guesses. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself, man.
Fuck you. All right, we made it into a show. Probably next week we'll actually start talking about football again. We got some supers that they're trying to sneak in here.
That's what they do, baby. That's what they do. Nick JK, AO Tree, what did you think of that beer? I didn't have it yet. He got me like an Ecto Cooler. It's like a Berliner Saison. So I said, I've been trying to cut drinking, so I haven't drank it yet. I haven't had the interest. When I get the time, I'll start drinking it. I don't know if I'm gonna like it because I'm not into Berliners, like sours. That's the only thing. But I'm interested to try it though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Jared Brassell, cherry soda still sucks, Tree.
and you can suck my dick. How's that sound? Cherry soda's the shit.
I don't like
Fucking
cherry.
asshole.
Actually, you know what? I like cherry soda. You know what I do when? You know what's awesome is those machines that have every
Coke freestyle.
imaginable.
Freestyle.
Yeah,
yes.
and you can just type in what
add
you
cherry and
want.
vanilla, and then add
Yeah.
there. Oh yeah.
I feel like an alchemist. I feel amazing.
It's beautiful.
empowering.
People are shitting on me because I said orange soda's overrated.
Oh,
Yeah.
would you
I
drink
mean,
Jarritos? Have you ever had?
well,
a
that's the thing.
Jarritos?
Like, I'll have like one, but it's like it's not my cup of tea.
I don't like soda. I have a sweet tooth, and it's a fucking other cat. And I don't like sweet
Yeah.
sodas. It's too much.
Right. I don't blame you. I mean, I like regular like soda nowadays. It's just way too sweet for me.
It's too sweet. It's too sweet. Okay, we made it an hour of our bullshit. Thank you,
Mhm.
everyone, for coming out tonight. We love you. We respect you. We we will cook you breakfast in the morning and maybe give you a back rub. And
Really?
yeah, that's the level of like that we have for our fans. And we will
Man,
see you
we
all.
are really bad guests. We
Yeah.
are really bad at treating our woman.
Have
Also
you
known as the
ever
guest.
have
What?
you ever just felt dirty, like just a dirty scumbag?
I mean, honestly, like at this point, it just rolls off me. It's like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't just go over the line. I take a shit on that line.
Yeah. All right. We will
Yes, sir.
we will see you all next week or tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Have a good night, guys.
All right. Love y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Give this guy some love and